Good morning and welcome. Yeah, good Friday morning. Something new for this edition of Fire on NNPA and Black Press USA. I'm your host, Taylor Thomas. An exciting pair that I am bringing on this morning to talk to you about an event we talked about last year. Yes, it's Afro Comiccon. Yes, can you believe it? It is back in 2021. Right now, let's turn our attention and invite and welcome our guests. Of course, we have co-founders Michael James and Hally Bellah-Guther. Thank you so Guther. Excuse me. How are you? Guther. You know what? Get me. I should know this. We spent a whole year talking, right?
Okay, just leave it off.
How are you guys doing?
Great.
Good. So great to see you, Taylor.
This is really exciting. It's the second year as far as we're going to be talking about the fact that you're going to be going virtual again this year, correct?
Right.
Okay, so for those who are not familiar with AFCC, Afro Comiccon, will you tell us a little bit how this became a thought and then a reality?
Sure.
Michael.
Sure. I mean, yeah, this has been kind of a thought for a long time. I mean, based off the experiences that we all have, at least as an African American, being a fan of the comic book industry and sci-fi and cartoons and that whole thing. I mean, I've always kind of wondered, why we didn't see images of ourselves, in this. And so I think around, I guess, 2016, me and my coworker at the time, I was working at Amazon. We were talking about this idea, and just really wanted to put something together that, we realized that we needed to have an event for ourselves. I mean, there were a couple of things that really sparked this idea of the Afro Comiccon. One was, it was around the time that Jada Pickett Smith, she talked about the boycott of the Oscars one year. We weren't being nominated and that kind of thing. And she said, you need to create your own thing. We need to create our own thing. And so that was really kind of like, yeah, she's right. We really do. And then another incident that happened, after I had been running a literacy program for some time. And one of the kids I remember who was really into animation, cartooning, Dragon Ball Z, that whole thing. I had ran into him as a young adult, and I said, "Hey, what are you doing these days? Because you were really involved into the cartoon industry and comic book industry." He's like, "Oh, nothing." I was like, I thought for sure that he would be the one that would be into this comic book stuff, and he just said, "No." He kind of grew out of it, and he said that he didn't find any images for people like him who were in the industry to kind of mentor him. So at that point, I was like, we got to do this. We got to come up with this idea to do something. And, Hally was a board member, and, I had told Hally, I'm always shooting ideas at Hally and asking for her help and support. And then, Afro Comiccon kind of came out of that, after I was just super determined. I left Amazon and I said, listen, I'm going to focus on this, and really just focused on it on 2016. And then 2017, I guess that was our first year, right?
So Hally, I had the pleasure of actually working with both of you guys last year. You both have an extreme passion for this, and really expounding on what Michael just said. So the first year, can you tell us a little bit about that? And then, the transition that both of you guys had to make because of COVID. So first, what was the first year like?
Wow, the first year was incredible because we had no clue really what we were getting into, what we were starting. And it was like fire. I mean, people just gravitated to it. And suddenly, there it was. And we had put this thing together and people loved it. We got incredible feedback. It was just, I have to say, even though I'm biased, obviously, there was an energy, there was a warmth, there was a just a feeling of this is family. These are we're in a space where we can really express ourselves, be understood. It was magical. So from then on, we just kept striving to make it more of everything that we were already doing, highlight more people in the industries, all the different industries. We have so many tracks. We developed the tracks over time, but comic book, writing, animation, Hollywood production, anime, gaming, Flash Fit like a superhero, social justice. So I don't know if I named them all, but those are the things that we put everything into.
And so for those that are not familiar with Afro Comiccon, it's actually, I believe, well, we know it started in California. Was it in Oakland? Am I saying that right? Oakland?
Emeryville and Oakland, which are basically the same thing. They're like basically next door. Yeah.
And thanks to, or I don't know if you guys would say thanks to, but thanks to COVID, you actually were able last year to share this concept, idea, exciting, educational, fun event with the world, right? Because you had to go virtually. Let's talk about that transition.
Yeah, we were, it's funny because we've always hosted a live event, and due to COVID, we were forced to move it virtually. And, thanks to all the people who helped, I mean, yourself, the NNPA, Black Press USA, that was the first time we ever even endeavored in a virtual event. And so that was really exciting because, it was a lot to learn. It was our first time. There was a lot of involvement last, the first year. And I think a lot of people played a huge role in really helping our virtual event. However, this year, Hally's been kind of the main force behind continuing the virtual portion of it.
So this is to either one of you. With going virtual, I know when you think of Comic-Con or Afro Comic-Con, it's that interaction, that live face-to-face, wearing the costumes. So how do you keep that excitement and momentum when you're virtual?
Well, it's definitely not easy. And I have to say, 2021 is a different challenge from 2020. Some things we benefited from the knowledge, and the mistakes we made in 2020. So that's a plus. And it's continuously a plus that we have the ability to because we work with you, we work with people on the East Coast and Africa and Europe and South America. Those are the pluses. The negatives are, like you said, we don't have the interaction. And also this year, people are doing more things out in the world, and including like the presenters and the performers and the celebrity guests and things. So it's definitely more challenging to get them to participate. And it's also more challenging to, people are kind of tired of virtual. So we've tried to make this, just a little more crystallized than last year, not so much, but more intensely amazing. So that people just have to go because it's just, there's so many cool things happening. And there's also a couple live things that are going to be happening, but a lot of it's pre-recorded.
So we're going to show some pictures so people can see the amazing things that Afro Comiccon brings alive, whether you're there in Oakland or on the East Coast like us. So we're going to show some pictures, and I'm going to ask you about what we're looking at. So let's throw the first slide. Okay, so the event. Okay. Oh, so who's in the background of this picture?
Which one? The top?
The top.
Or the bottom? Oh, well, that's... Is Michael in there? Oh, there's Michael. Yes. Michael and I are on either side. And then this is actually from, I think, 2018. In the middle is Boots Riley, who is an amazing director, a friend of Michael's from way back, who is also a hip hop artist in Oakland area, who did that movie, Sorry to Bother You, with Lakeith Stanfield and was Tessa Thompson, and it was sort of a breakout, like really cheap movie that became quite famous. So he was one of our guests, and Joel's next to him, our first film festival director, and then Zara Farmer, who is a ABC TV show friend also, and Freddie. Oh no, I can't think of his last name. He was helper on the film festival. Yeah, so those were team, basically kind of like team members and special guests.
And what's below?
That just
The
looks like
image
a scene of what's going on during the con. Yeah, just.
Oh, wow. I love it. Let's go to the next slide. Let's see. There we go. Okay, so you have panel discussions. So can we talk about what you guys have planned for some of your panel discussions this month?
Hey, that's what I'm super excited about.
I know.
It's like I'm bursting, but now I'm probably going to blank on everything. But I could go on for like pretty long, so just cut me off. So first of all, I just think that first thing came to mind, Theo Hollingsworth. I want to give a huge shout out to him, as well as Juan Davis. They're the film festival team this year. And Theo is a former film festival finalist who didn't win, but he should have. But anyway, he joined our team, as well as being a now employee at Pixar. And he's got quite an impressive, little day job over there where he's really doing things. And so he has maneuvered in a way that we couldn't normally, even though Pixar is one of our sponsors. He's gotten us some amazing up and coming Black directors and creative people at Pixar. So they're going to be featured. So we have 3, and the fourth one is not 100%, but she is really, like she's about to blow up, because she's probably going to be the first Black woman to direct a feature film at Pixar. So she's planning to be, so tune in, because she's supposed to be coming live on Sunday, I believe it is.
So what's the name of that panel, or that's several panels?
Well, so the other panels, there are 3 of them that are already in the, they're already done, and so Theo is moderating all of them, and the 3 different directors, and they're all really amazing. It's basically, this was his thing. He's like Black at Pixar, Black at Pixar with, if you want to know their names, I can tell you, but yeah, I'd have to find it a little bit later.
So the panels are just those 3 filmmakers?
Those 3, they're different roles. They're not all necessarily filmmakers. And then the 4th one is this up and coming director who's probably done, and her short film that she's already done called 20 something. You can see it on Disney Plus right now, is going to be shown at our live event tonight in Oakland as for film festival finalist screening party that we're having.
What time is that tonight?
6 p.m. to 10 p.m. with DJ, food, drink.
So what other events or activities can people expect if they're interested in attending or supporting Afro Comiccon 2021?
We have try to run down
a fashion show that we were working on.
Yes.
Oh, really?
That's a very new and exciting thing that Michael's bringing. And do you want to talk about that first, and then I'll go?
Sure. We're bringing a fashion show with James Head. James Head is a designer who worked with MC Hammer back in the day during the Hammer Pants thing. We have Alfred White, who is kind of our fashion show director, and we have David Watt, who's kind of directing the media portion of it. So what we're doing is we're doing kind of a hybrid live event and recording that as well, and that's going to be recorded later on this week, or next week rather. And James is just somebody who needs to be recognized, and I think that otherwise he wouldn't have been. I mean, nobody knew who actually were designing these clothes for MC Hammer back in the day, and this guy James Head had been doing this. He also was in our event a couple years ago as well. We always try to highlight cosplayers and the costume, the wares that people come and to the comic book festival. So
and don't forget the Afrofuturism part.
Right. Oh, right. And we're connected this year too with the Oakland Museum, because they're doing a exhibit on the Afrofuturism, and so that's always been our theme, is Afrofuturism. And so this is all kind of tying in together. And Yeah.
So I want to make sure I don't forget this, because as people tuning in, they're like, okay, what day? It's actually happening this month, what, like a week away. So give the date, how people can get more information, and then I'm going to have you run down again the activities that are going to be taking place. And I have some more questions to ask too.
Yeah.
Sure. So it's October 23rd and 24th. And you can find us on, when you go to Eventbrite online, you have to click online. It's a little funny. But if you click online for Eventbrite, you type in Afro Comiccon with 2 C's, and Afro Comiccon Virtual, I think it is. And you can sign up there. And the main event is going to be on Event Hub. But you will also see the link on the Eventbrite, and it'll be sent to you. So yeah, so I really definitely wanted to tell you a few more things as highlights, because we have some super cool things happening. Oh my God. Okay, so for the gaming fans, we have Slink Johnson, who, if you know anything about Grand Theft Auto, which I'm not a big video person, but anybody who does, Lamar and Franklin. It was going to be Lamar and Franklin, but I think it's just Lamar, and he is also known as Black Jesus. He's played that role on a TV show, which I can't think of right now, but
Adult Swim. It was on Adult Swim.
Thank you. And so that is a huge, feature thing. We're gonna highlight him, and then we have a couple of original Black Panther Party members that have a panel, because we have always been also not just about comic books and movies and things like that, but we are all about social justice, and we want to honor and highlight those members of the Black Panther Party who did amazing work and are still doing amazing work. So please tune into that. Then there are, for instance, many different creatives in Hollywood. There's these 2 women named Shanae and Chanel Gibbs from Oakland. They live in LA now, and they're animators, writers, comic book creators.
Right.
They have things on Netflix, on Cartoon Network. They're just into everything, and they're just fabulous. So we have them, and Head Nerds in Charge is a group. Do you know about them?
Yeah, I remember them from last year.
Yeah.
They didn't actually do anything with us last year. They tried to, but it didn't work out. And now they're partnering with us. They're big. They're really incredible group. And I got Godfrey, because I know him from last year, because we had him last year, to get interviewed by 3 of the incredible, beautiful Black women of Head Nerds in Charge. They interviewed him. So it's going to be part of their show within a show.
Okay.
And I can't not say Kid and Play.
You got them both? What?
So Kid and Play's manager called me and said, "Hally,
they're into comics?"
Oh yeah.
Yes, they have comics on Marvel Comics.
Right. They were one of the first, besides MC Hammer, they were one of the first nationally syndicated cartoon characters for hip hop back in the day. Yeah. So MC Hammer, Kid and Play, and they have their comic books, they have their cartoons. They've been comic book nerds for a long time.
I love it.
And Michael is the pioneer of Afro Comiccon, having hip hop and comics being a major theme for us. So not only we have Kid and Play to celebrate the 30th anniversary of House Party 2, so they're coming, as well as a whole hip hop and comics panel with with people from NWA, from I don't want to say, there's some people I can't say yet, but a bunch of
surprises.
For sure. No, some really amazing hip hop artists that everybody knows. I can't say all of them yet, but then I could just keep going.
So when people log on October 23rd, walk us through the process if you've never done it before, online, doing something virtual, specifically with the Afro Comiccon. So what has to happen?
Good question. It's extremely simple. So you can go straight to our website, and there's just going to be a button that says "Go to the event," and then you're there. It's that simple. But because it really is on a platform called Event Hub, you literally could go, you could look up Event Hub and go to it that way, I'm sure, as well.
Okay.
But yeah, we obviously want people to come to the website, and we want people to donate, because it's a nonprofit that has, unfortunately, in the last, year and a half or whatever, suffered a lot without getting, ticket sales. Everything's been free, but we still have to pay for everything. So it's been, it's been a struggle, but we're persevering.
Well, we do want to.
Yeah.
I mean, we have gotten some support, like from the Oakland A's,
Mhm.
the city of Oakland,
Pixar,
Pixar Studios,
Macmillan Publishing.
yeah. So it's not it's some support. We definitely need more. So yeah, feel free.
Hasbro.
What's that?
We have to give these shout outs to our sponsors, Hasbro,
Yeah.
Oakland Literacy Coalition. And Michael, do you want to talk about the city of Oakland thing, or?
Well, no, city of Oakland, they've just been, very, very supportive. They've always been so supportive of, our literacy programs, our outreach programs. I mean, the difference this year, I think, too, is that we're doing things all year long. It's not just in October. So we're going to continue. We're going to be part of the Black Joy Parade, which is in February. That's going to be amazing. We're going to be also doing comic book giveaway during Comic Book Day, the National Comic Book Day. So
what day is that? I didn't even know there was a National Comic Book Day.
Yeah. It's May 7th.
I gotta put that on my calendar. I'm gonna get something for my brother, because he's heavily into comics. He's been doing it for years. So big time.
So yeah, and we're gonna be doing more stuff in schools, and that's probably what I've been working on a lot. It's just like, I love our event. It's growing, but the main thing is that we really want to touch these young people and get more, create a safe place for younger people to come in and nerd out.
Nerd out. I love that, because I can definitely take that geekism. I love seeing shows like this, and especially one that has people who look like me. Makes me really excited. But I have been looking at your shirt, Afro Comiccon. So I'm assuming, you guys have things that you sell now? We can get shirts too?
Oh yeah, of course. Always.
So they go to the website for that too?
Absolutely. You can order all kinds we have all kinds of merch on our website. You can order.
So I'm assuming if you have t-shirts, you have hats, anything that's kind of unique that you may have that people may not even know, we have an Afro Comiccon, our logo right on top of that.
We have a
bunch of stuff.
Pins, they're coming, enamel pins, and
we have mugs. We have like phone cases. We have like pillows. We have a whole bunch of
I love it.
A whole bunch of stuff. Anything you want.
I love it.
Well, that's a great question, Taylor, because one of the things with the designer, we are working on some additional clothing that we're going to be coming out with pretty soon too.
And I'm assuming if they sign up on the page, your website, to take part in, what you're doing this year, they'll be reminded, and these things will come to them so they can keep in the loop with what Afro Comiccon's doing.
Yes, and I forgot. There's one more. May I say one more special activity we're having? So besides the main live things, are the costume contest, the cosplay contests. There's going to be awards. I just got giant boxes from Hasbro. I'm like, oh my god. There's going to be film festival awards. Very exciting. That's on Sunday. Cosplay is on Saturday. Then on Saturday from 3 to 4, cosplay is from 4 to 5, I believe. There's going to be something called Afro Rhythms. It's an Afro-futuristic game show.
Okay.
And
that is interesting.
It's really, it sounds weird and you don't understand, but when you see it, it's really brilliant. I literally started to cry when I saw a video of them doing it. And we have Ahmed Best, who has fame from being in the Star Wars franchise as Jin. What is it, Michael? Jin. No, I'm blanking.
Yeah, the character.
Briggs, something Jin Briggs or something like that.
Right.
But he's not playing. He's not appearing in anything to do with that. He's like a moderator for this game show, and they're basically asking questions and exploring. It's very mind expanding. It's very forward thinking, and it's very social justice oriented, and they've been doing it for Stanford, for Google, all kinds of places. But they're going to have contestants on from our people and from their people.
So again, this year's Afro Comiccon is this month, October 23rd and the 24th, and they can go where to get more information, to see the times, to sign up, to support, to find merch. Where do they go again?
Either our website, or you can go to our link in the bio of Afro Comiccon on Instagram and Facebook.
And our website
give out
is
your web address?
afrocomiccon.org.
That's sorry,
please. Yeah, afrocomiccon.org.
afrocomiccon.org. Well, again, Hally and Michael, I just have to thank you so very much for joining us this year. We cannot wait to hear what and how things went this year. And I know that you guys are keeping your fingers crossed that maybe there'll be a hybrid next year or in person, right?
Oh yeah, we're working on that already. So it's going to be exciting. Yeah, we have a board member who just got on. I don't know, Marcus King. He used to be a former manager for Jamie Foxx, and so we have some really big plans for next year.
Well, you guys are in the right place. You're on the East Coast, you're West Coast, you're there in California, and the lineup this year sounds incredible. Again, I have to thank you guys both for taking part. This morning, this is something we've never done on a Friday morning. So again, thank you both, and we wish you all the success for Afro Comiccon 2020, October 23rd and 24th this month. Yeah, log on for that. So again, thank you guys so very much. That'll do it for this edition of Black Press USA and NNPA's Fire. Until next week, God bless and goodbye.
Bye,
Thanks, Norman.